Hi, welcome to Tune Soup and Review. We are going to be discussing A Vision of Escaflowne, the movie, tonight. And that's about it. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, I'm hanging in there,
Hanging in there.
trying my best.
Ketsu's feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah, yeah.
Foundation, how are you?
Um, I'm a little frazzled. I got some stuff pushed out for Pilled, the direct messaging feature, which is a pretty big success. I was up till 2 in the morning last night working on that, and then I woke up this morning to get that pushed out to production. And then I had a massive headache most of the day, uh, followed by a birthday party for my child, and just got done with that. And I had this really awesome pickle. It was like a pickle and
Yeah,
cheese pizza. It was so good. Uh, Definitely something to try out.
I'm going to take your word for it. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
into pickles, so I don't think I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Ketsu, are you
Um,
into pickles?
Oh, I love pickles.
Mm.
Pickles on pizza is good.
Oh, there you go. So I guess I'm the only one missing out.
That's like a cheeseburger pizza.
Cheese book.
yeah. Pretty much. Um, yeah. So yeah, other than that, doing pretty good. I'm still alive.
Perfect.
Yep.
Um, well,
How
let's
about you, man?
get.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Cool.
Got no
Cool.
complaints. My 9 to 5 is my 9 to 5, and my kids are, I mean, terrorists, but that's normal. They're sleeping now, so
Yeah,
you
I
know,
gotcha.
I'm terror free, and the wife is as manic as she always is. So that's just all normal business. So
Nice.
Same old saying.
Great
yeah,
job.
same old in my world. So, all right. Let's talk about Escaflowne the movie. Real short here, a little plot snippet for our viewers and to kind of rehash the mind while we're thinking about this. Hitomi Kanzaki is in a crisis. Her life has lost its meaning and she's plagued by unusual nothing more than to disappear after falling out with her only friend. She is heading to another world, Gaia. Finds herself inside Escaflowne, a doomsday weapon destined to come to life at the appearance of the prophesized wing goddess. The world of Gaia is facing its own crisis, a relentless conquest by the Black Dragon clan, the rebels against which become convinced that Hitomi is the prophesized goddess who will revive Escaflowne. Ever certain of her identity in Gaia, Hitomi finds her destiny as she becomes closer to the rebel leader, Lord Von, and helps to bring about their fall of this vengeful brother, Lord Fulkin, the master of the Black Dragon clan. So, what are, I guess, your initial thoughts? Let's get into it.
Who do you want to go first?
Oh, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, let's. Yeah, I mean, we'll have the positive viewpoint go first.
A positive viewpoint. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily positive. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I remember it. With that being said, basing it strictly on a movie, right? So out of context of the series, I still enjoyed it. I don't necessarily see too many plot holes in the story. The art style I feel is really well done. The action sequences are have content to them. They're not just kind of one and dones, quickly, kind of one guy kind of showing his move and the other guy just taking it and dying. So overall, I thought it was a really good movie. It's not pushing any boundaries by any sense of the term, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty good for an intro movie to what the Vision of Escaflowne series is. And for a movie that's also based on a series which was created for television. So that series doesn't, I mean, there is a light novel manga adaptation of it, but that came out after the series was written. So, I mean, the series is the true content, and then everything else is just based off of that. So,
Okay. Cool.
that's my quick,
Go ahead.
that's just my quick little synopsis of.
I'll dive into it next. I thought the storyline was solid. Like you said, the plot holes, weren't really any plot holes. It wasn't like some sort of abstract, anime like Paprika. I felt like when I was watching it, I appreciated the art style, by the way. I dug it. It was kind of similar to. It wasn't as like picturesque and junk as like Vampire Hunter D, but it was still cool. The one thing I was thrown off by, I'm not like a big Sailor Moon fan. I understand like the Japanese school uniform and that whole sort of look and feel. So I don't know. It was just like, okay, this girl's like going through like this existential despair, and then she's like, well, what if I just fade away or something? She gets kind of like, she starts talking to this dude. I didn't understand how this white-haired guy, what was his name, Vulcan or something, appeared to her. Maybe I missed the part where he had some sort of extrasensory perception, teleportation of his mind stuff, or was he just magic? Like, it just seemed like the Dragon Clan people were just a bunch of like not magical beings, just people that had controlled this.
They had magic in the sense of the Force, right? So they could send out blasts of, I don't know, whatever you want to say the Force is, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he could create fire, like elemental magic, right? There wasn't elemental magic.
Right.
It was just very similar. If I were to describe it, I would say it's very similar to the Force. You could push out this aura that could knock things over, push people away. Like at one point he had one of his subordinates' hands, and he was like snapping his fingers back, one at a time, as he was like talking to him, disciplining him. And so like that's that type of magic. It's more like telepathy than anything else. But what you're talking about is Sora, which was that elf woman. She had the ability to link mentally with the Wind Goddess, and so he was using her
as a conduit.
As a conduit. So that's why she was kind of ever present and was like almost like an oracle type person. So that was her ability that caused him to be able to communicate with her.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a little more fantastical than I thought. When I was watching, I got the feeling like it was the same sort of like genre, or the same sort of feeling I got from watching like the early Conan Barbarian fantasy films.
Sure.
That's kind of like the same feeling I got from the show. I don't have any negative stuff about it. I think I would have understood a little bit more about it, like maybe if I saw it more than once, or watched the series like you did. But what else?
I will say on that note, it actually deviates a lot from the show. And I would more than happy kind of go into the differences, because if there were plot holes, the plot holes exist because of the movie. The series doesn't follow that same pattern, and so it's kind of like
Okay, here's one other thing. Like, and I'm probably asking you questions here because I maybe didn't catch this. They're on Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a parallel Earth or something?
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
probably the simplest way to put it. It's a parallel Earth. So if you notice, they had two moons.
Yep.
One of the moons they called the Mystic Moon. The Mystic Moon is Earth. So
Okay.
Gaia and Earth are parallel, yet you could see Earth from Gaia.
But you couldn't see Gaia from Earth.
Right.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, apart from that, they
As I
didn't
said,
really
it's a
spend
parallel. It's a parallel world that is connected but not connected. I mean,
Yeah.
they use that in actually more than one animes. That's a pretty common trope in some of the animes where they like get the protagonist gets pulled from Earth. You can almost see Earth in orbit. So it's like, well, if technology ever existed to the point of space travel, they might be able to get there. So,
Yeah.
but
So does the series kind of delve into the origination of these dragon suits?
yeah, so that's one of the big differences, right? So in the series, there's not just two suits. They're suits of armor.
Yeah.
And
But they're alive.
countries own them. And they are powered by a dragon heart. So
Right.
to be able to utilize one, a warrior has to go out, kill a dragon, bring the heart, cut the heart out, and then use the heart to power. Well, at least Escaflowne is. But in the series, there are multiple other armor sets. Like the
Right.
kid
Yeah.
that is running the one armor that Vaughn fights against,
Yeah.
that armor is present throughout the whole series. And his is red, but the Black Dragon Clan have multiple black ones. Like, they're
Okay.
manufactured. So it's not like in the movie they made it sound much more rare of these armor sets.
Yeah.
In the series, they're not. The actual, which I thought was weird in this plot brief, it talks about how the leader of the rebels is Vaughn, but that's not true. It was the other guy with the long
Vulcan?
blonde hair.
No,
No,
long
the
blonde
long
hair. Yeah,
blonde hair. I
that's-
can't think of his name offhand. He was the leader.
That's what I got, but I thought that Vaughn, they're calling him
Alan.
King Vaughn.
Yep. So he was a king. His kingdom was destroyed, right? Alan was the long blonde-haired one who had that mercenary band,
Right.
and Alan in the series is a knight. He's like a general knight, and he's got his own set of armor.
Oh, okay.
And like you know what I mean. So there's just a lot of differences. So, and Alan is much more. He's not a rugged band of mercenaries. He is a noble knight who belongs to another kingdom, and I don't know. Are you guys ever gonna watch this? Did this kind of interest any of you guys to like watch the series? Because I don't want to ruin the series for you guys if like.
I don't
know.
Let's talk about it. I don't mind.
Okay. So the guy that he fights against, Delando, is the little boy. Did you get any of you guys ever notice any of his off features? Like, he didn't have necessarily super manly features. I don't know. Did you guys notice that at all? Like his lips, or
Yeah,
his
he's
eyes.
very androgynous.
Yeah.
So in the series, Alan has a sister, and his sister is lost. They think she wanders off into the woods and is killed by a dragon. The reality is the Black Dragon Clan actually kidnaps her, does magical experimentation on her. She has then a split personality, and her split personality is Delando, where she looks like a man.
Oh.
And so Delando is actually Alan's sister, which he finds out at very end of the series. So Delando is actually a woman, a girl, who has had her mind warped so terribly that she has a split personality, and one of the split personalities is a man named Delando. And that's Delando. But he's as psychotic in the series as he is. I mean, so.
Well, torture does do that to people.
But yeah, I mean, so there's. So he didn't have this magical power in the series. He was not part of the Dragon Clan. He was not this half breed, partial breed kid. Like, no, he was and what Von's brother Vulcan was not the leader of the Black Dragon Clan. He was actually a subordinate because he was actually defeated by a dragon. That's why he wasn't chosen to be the next king when he was a boy. So he lost his fight against the dragon, was shamed, left this kingdom, joined this other one. There's actually this other guy who came from Earth that founded the Black Dragon Clan, and he's all hooked up to tubes like the Emperor, and is like running the Black Dragon Clan, and Vulcan just works for him. So I mean, they modified a lot of the story to kind of be really brief into this hour-and-a-half movie.
Why would they do that? It's just,
I don't know. So
yeah, I guess movie adaptations do that all the time.
yeah.
Ketsu was apparently kind of sick, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't look too hot, honestly. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of difference between the series and the movie. So that's why I was saying, taking it from the aspect of just the movie, if I was just watching the movie, I wasn't taking into account the series.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie it's good for what it is. The series, I think, is better just because it does flush out more character development. There's more
just time,
more to the world. It's just a larger thing. Hitomi gets brought into the world because she's sitting there at a track meet, and all of a sudden Vaughn shows up fighting a dragon, because somehow while he's fighting a dragon, they wander into some time warp, and like, now imagine somebody fighting a land dragon
in the middle of a track,
like on the middle of a track meet. Like,
that'd be pretty epic, honestly.
So, and then she gets sucked when he kills the dragon. This light beam kind of takes him and the dragon back to the world, and Hitomi somehow gets sucked into that. I can't remember. It was all in the first episode, but so
that's a little more cool than her kind of the way that it went in the movie. I would probably be more into the series than the movie by the sounds of it, because there's I like the backstories on things.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. It's a little bit slower pace. It's much more slower paced. So as I said, there's more mechs fighting. The mechs are generally the army. I mean, obviously there's smaller armies, but whoever has the most amount of mechs wins.
Yeah, but another interesting thing is that those suits weren't necessarily. I wouldn't classify those as mechs in anime. Those are more like biomechanical, but like, it seemed just more like bio, like some.
Yeah,
like
they like ran on the person's blood, which they don't do in the series. They don't run on the pilot's blood. They're not linked in like that. The pilot just runs them like more like a mech. That's why I'm like, in the series they're mechs.
Yeah.
But Escaflowne is in essence a little bit of a different mech, I think, because it has to be run by a dragon's heart, and it does transform and have the ability to fly. But it's not
I noticed
at one point like active. It's not ever doing its own thing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, like I said, I didn't have any issues with the show at all. I actually was more into watching it, or enamored with it, than I was with Paprika. I mean, Paprika was cool at the last like 20 minutes, but yeah, I mean, apart from the first like 10 minutes of Escaflowne, where it's just like, I mean, the first scene was completely awesome. He's just like chopping.
I figured
people.
you'd like that.
Yeah, that was
like falls out of the sky.
Oh,
and
yeah, I was
just
trying to figure
lands
that
on
out too. I was like, how did he absorb that impact?
The raven's nest.
Yeah, that was cool. I was kind of like, didn't that guy just hear him like plop down behind him? Like, why is he surprised?
Well, he did, but he's just like he turns around like, what the was that?
Yeah, yeah, true. But yeah, he took those guys apart pretty easily. So I was like, is this? I was getting the impression that it was going to be some weird sort of like I knew the suits are the mech suit things are part of it and a big part of it, but I was like, this seems like it's shaping up to be more of a samurai, sort of cyber samurai movie.
And it's interesting that you say that, because the movie is far more tuned towards Japanese than the series. The series is much more Eurocentric, and the movie is way more Japanese centric, Asian centric. So
okay.
yeah, I mean, it's just interesting that you said that, because the series isn't. The series is far more Eurocentric, with kingdoms, kings, knights, the whole shebang there. So
are there any scenes in particular that you want me to queue up that you thought were kind of cool?
I mean, to be honest, I like all the fighting scenes. I like the scene. I do like the scenes where the mechs are fighting. I do think just the way, as I said, I like the way that they flush out battles. But I'm that type. I'm not a fan of these like one hit kills, like yay type of deal.
Yeah, kind of like
give me a little bit of action, like give a little fight, a little back and forth. Even if the one person is playing with the other, like just toying with him, I still find that more gratifying than just being like, get out of here, you're a punk. Like, it's like, oh, okay, cool. That was a cool 5-second fight scene. Like,
I recall your critique of what was it? Vampire Hunter D, where you were like, what the hell is this? Like, there wasn't a whole lot of fighting per se. It was just a whole lot of sort of ominous stares. It's like, would you be so stupid as to take on a vampire at night?
And then D is like, yeah, and it slices them in half, and it's like, oh, well, okay.
So yeah, I want to show this this first like kind of introduction fight, which I thought it's really not even anything huge to do with the movie, but the sword play is kind of cool, I think. I got it here. Let me just share this here. Share. Okay.
YouTube gets mad. I don't know how long we'd be able to play it, so I'd rather just.
No, I got you.